What's up YouTube? My name is ImageBro, and for this video we are going to be going through the second part of the Christmas pickups from this year. Now, we're going to do it a bit differently than I was originally planning. Originally it was going to be, we were going to do the music and then the anime was going to be the third part tomorrow night. What I decided was, that's not the way we're going to do it. We're going to actually put them together because there's legitimately only 3 anime DVDs and there's more music, so we're going to put them together. We're actually going to start with the anime section because of the fact that there's only 3 DVDs and they're sitting right here in front of me. So, first up, we have an anime which I've actually seen a couple episodes from. That would be Carnival. Now, here's what I know about this series. It's pretty twisted. I also know this. See that guy? Yogi? He is voiced by one of my favorite voice actors in Japan, a guy by the name of Mamoru Mayano, who actually did the voices for Zero and Ichiru in Vampire Knight. So, he's also voiced, I was going to say he was voiced by Vic Monagano, but that's actually not true. I forget which one he voices in English dub, but anyway. So we have this. This is actually the complete series, as this is only, I want to say 13 episodes long. Yep. No, yeah, 13. So when we do this one, it's literally going to take us like 2 days. Yikes. This one, put that over here. This is one I heard about from a friend of mine on Tumblr. And the series is called Guilty Crown. Now, what was interesting was this was recommended to me because of its animation style, which, while it's not a big thing for me, I do highly, I do love a good animation. And the thing for me is, if this is nearly as good, and just from looking at some of the screen caps on here, we're in for some good stuff. Like beyond amazing. I know nothing about this series. Absolutely nothing. I have not seen any gift sets. I have not read the story yet. So, when I do go into it, which, with the way 2015's looking, that might not happen until 2016 at this rate. But when we get to it, my God, it's going to be a fun time, I promise you. I am going to do some research on the story before I actually watch it, so I'll know the plot. And I want to know a little bit about the characters beforehand, so I'm not literally going in there going, who that, who you, why you there? Which is literally like the one thing I think people should do a lot more of, because otherwise you run into a bit of an issue when it comes to anime and even video gaming. I don't think you should go into every video game blind. So I always do my research beforehand, and then I go and watch the series. So those are 2 of the series that you will be seeing at some point. I just don't know when. But yes, I'm really looking forward to doing this one. And I may watch it dubbed first, which I've heard that the English dub is horrible. But I'm a glutton for punishment, so what the hell. Now, let's get into some really good stuff. You see this, kids? This is every goddamn music CD I got between October and November of this year before Christmas. Most of these were actually supposed to be Christmas friends and are. Then there's some that I just bought because there was a song I may have heard in an anime, or may be an opening for an anime, and I was a particularly big fan of it. A good example is this one. This is the character song for Soji Okita in Bakumatsu Rock. And one of the songs, which I happen to be a huge fan of, is actually called Feedback, which I don't know if you'll be able to read that. Come on, focus, you damn you. Can you see that? There you go. Yeah, this was one of the big ones that I got, and believe it or not, the person who does the voice acting for this character is the same person who does Tetsuya Karoko in Karoko's basketball. That'd be Kensho Ono. So there's that one. Next up, I must have been on a Brothers Conflict kick. I don't mind telling you, because here's not just one, but here's 2 CDs from the series. And in case you're wondering which one I probably listen to the most, this one. The reason is because the very first song on here is called Machine Gun, which features all the characters who have songs on here. And the second one is the song that Iori and Kaname do, which is song number 4, which involves another conflict. I actually forget the name of it offhand, but number 4 right there, if you could say it, that's their duet song, and I legitimately forget the name of it. I will put it in the description if I remember. I hope to remember anyway. But this one, believe it or not, I have not listened to yet. I actually feel bad for that, because 2 of my favorite bros, the twins, who are right there, Tsubaki Asahina and Aza Asahina, actually are featured on this disc, not this one. By the way, if you're wondering which ones are Iori and Kaname, that would be these 2 right here. By the way, for anybody who's curious, that's Iori and Kaname. Then you look over here and you got Futo and Yusuke. And then the ones that for whatever reason the camera's glaring like a motherfucker, that's Louis and Julie. That's spelled Juli. On this one, we have Natsume and Subaru, not to be confused with Subaru Sakamaki from Diabolik Lovers, although he is good at punching. Then, of course, as I mentioned over here, you have Tsubaki and Asahina. By the way, I forgot to mention this. These 2 are identical twins. Natsume is also part of the triplets Bahise Fraternal. How the hell does that work? Anywho. Then over here you have Masame and Wataru. And up here you have Yuko and Hikaru. By the way, that is a man. Just so we be clear. He's a cross-dresser. I have to tell you that. Yeah. Anywho. Next. Because I actually have these alphabetical. At least I should. Yeah. Okay, this is the one I actually need my order list for, because I actually forget the name of it. So give me a second. This one is Muso Nikki Type A from Daisy Stripper. Now, funny story about this. I don't know which one's Ray on here, but a friend of mine, or someone I know on Tumblr, actually went up to Toronto, because that's where they were performing, or appearing at a convention, and they actually met Ray from Daisy Stripper, which I thought was pretty cool. So, yeah. And when I mentioned that I was actually getting this CD, they were like, "Oh, that's so cool. I'm not biased." Yeah, Ray, you're not biased. That's why your profile pic is consistently that particular member of the band. Duh. Anywho, this should be an interesting one to listen to because I've never done it before. So, I do have a couple of their CDs. I haven't really listened to, well, actually it's been like a couple of their singles, but I haven't listened to them all the way through. But, anywho, get that sorted. Next, we have not one, but two CDs from the main man, Komajiro. And I believe they came actually in this order. This one is called Moulin Rouge. And this one actually does have the name Night Lion. In Japanese it is Yamio no Lion, actually. In case you're wondering, yes, that's a man. By the way, that's the way he dressed for the was dressed for the Moulin Rouge PV. Hello. I should mention, by the way, that both of these CDs, as well as the Daisy Stripper CD, were Type A. In case you're interested, in Japan they do this a lot. They'll make limited editions of CDs where there's Type A, Type B, and then there's your regulars usually. When they do that, they will sometimes also change the CD jacket. For example, these are the jackets they use for Type A. They may be different for Type B. I don't know. I don't own those. Maybe if I get OCD enough, I will, because I actually do own the ones for his Lewis single, but as of yet, nah. Plus, I got so many CDs to get from Udapri, it's not even funny. Alright, where are we going next? Oh, how about this one? This one is from the group Mantaro Opera. This is the CD Abyss. Now, I'm going to tell you now, much like some groups, I have not listened too much from, if anything, actually, really from these guys, so this will be a first. And I don't know about you, but I actually kind of like that that design on the cover. That's actually the reason. One of the other reasons I got into Japanese music is because they do some really artsy things with their covers. Look at that. I don't know about you, but I kind of dig that. And there's the back of it for you. Okay? I really, really dig that. Trust me. I think they work for the same record label as Gongio did. Or does. Could be wrong. That's about correct me. This is a CD which I bought purely because of one of the theme songs. So hold on a second, because I'm going to make sure that I don't butcher this and have somebody screaming at me. Where are we here? Here we go. Right. This one is the opening song for the first season of Vampire Knight, for those of you that have seen my review on that. And it is called Futatsu no Koro to Akai Sume. And it is from the brothers. Yeah, that's one thing I forgot to mention. The duo For On-Off are actually brothers. Pretty neat, isn't it? And it's kind of funny because if you think about it, two of the main characters of Vampire Knight happen to be brothers. I think they're twin. If I remember correctly, the Itchus are twin brothers. So I thought that was actually interesting. And by the way, in case you're wondering, yes, that red thread you see, that actually is used in the music video. Which, if you haven't seen it, please do. It's very good, actually. It gets the point across to what you need to get across. They also have another single, which I haven't gotten yet, for Vampire Knight, called Rondo. And lastly, and it seems appropriate, this is from the group Jupiter, the single known as Last Moment. Now here's what's funny. If I showed you a CD cover that had all the members of the group, the Versailles Philharmonic Quintet, and then I showed you this, you might actually notice one thing. 4 of the 5 members are the same. The only one that's different, that guy. His name is Zin. Yeah, Z-I-N. And this is, by the way, what their outfit was when they did the Last Moment single. I forget, is this the Type A one? I believe it is. But yeah, so this also comes with a DVD. By the way, I didn't show the DVDs on all of them, but all of them are not region locked from what I've seen so far. So they're actually not bad, but here's what's funny. You would be amazed at the quality that can change just based on the lead singer. You know, Phil Collins once said that the drummer is the goalkeeper of a band. He said that in the Genesis documentary known as A History of Genesis. He once said that. So I'm thinking to myself, so if he's the goalkeeper, then who's the defender of the, you know? Would that be the front man? Just saying. Anywho, that is everything. Well, everything of note for Christmas 2014. I tried to get this video done in about 15 minutes, but it didn't work out this time. I do hope that the rest of you had a great and wonderful Christmas for this year. And I might be back with another video because I have another thing I want to talk about, and it comes up in about 7 days. You know what it is if you're a wrestling fan too. See you in a bit.